Bitcoin is sitting at 57,000 and falling last night after the presidential debate, and the stock market is also lower this morning with the SPY at 546. And are the Qs putting in a major head and shoulders pattern after the CPI data came out this morning? All three indices are down. So is this the top for the stock market, including Bitcoin and crypto, or are we going to continue to see these markets go higher, similar to what we saw in 2021? All right, guys, let's get into it. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. All right, so let's start out here first with healthcare. This is healthcare versus the SPY, and it has been rising here recently in the past several weeks, and that has investors potentially worried that this market may be turning defensive, um, and we may see healthcare outperform some of the other sectors. But should we be worried? Uh, in my opinion, I don't think so. And this is why we are seeing global liquidity increasing. This is a post by Thomas over here on X, and he has a nice little article here written about this, and that we are seeing the global liquidity increase at 6% and is the fastest annual growth rate since April 2022. So it looks like liquidity is probably coming into the system. As we know, central banks around the world are looking to cut rates, and this is expected to continue here in the midterm. So I do think the stock market probably does continue to go up. We also have the dollar sitting at 101.71 this morning, um, finding a little strength, but running into some resistance here. We may see the dollar go lower, which would be good for risk on assets such as Bitcoin and crypto, as well as small cap stocks. So that will be something to keep an eye on, but the dollar could go a little higher here before rejecting lower. What else is going on in the markets? Well, we have copper. Looks like is starting to form potentially a base here at the 618, currently setting at 415 and trying to break above that area. So if copper can form a base here and start to turn to the upside and break through, I would say this level right here around 430. Well, that would be good overall for the markets, as well as showing signs that the economy is strengthening. Right now, the economy has been very weak. So that's something to keep in mind. But are we going to see another 2021 rally? Well, this may be one indicator, and this is the start of IPOs. So our IPOs heating back up. Um, this is a good little article uh, at cardit.com, and I was just reading through this right before I started this video. I thought this was pretty interesting because it dives into what we are seeing with the IPOs right now and the projections for those to continue to increase. So that is interesting. And we're starting to see some of these IPOs really take off. This is Ride, RYDE. Um, so this stock here has really taken off, and this just launched a few months ago, back in March. And I wouldn't recommend necessarily investing in something like this. Although this stock is expected to rise more over the next couple days and couple weeks, and it could continue to do so, but we know how these stocks go. They generally take off very fast and come down hard very fast. So that's something I would be careful of. I did put a small position in on this, but yeah, I do think this stock continues to go up for the next couple of days. What other stocks can we take a look at? Well, Tesla is looking interesting, and this is kind of a messy chart, but there's a few things I wanted to really point out here. This is Tesla on the daily, um, and let me fix that line. But what I wanted to point out here is we have this longer downward sloping trend that we are now holding above. And if we break out of this pennant here, well, Tesla could go back up to this first take profit area of around 250 to 260. So I think that's a real possibility. We'll have to see which way this thing breaks. So we'll have to keep an eye on the data. Of course, if it breaks to the downside, well, it could go much lower. But one thing I wanted to point out here on the Tesla chart is that we still have a gap fill back here of around 290. So there is the possibility that Tesla could go much higher. If you're interested in investing in stocks, commodities, or crypto, you can do so with Robinhood. Right now, Robinhood offers a 1% boost when you start an account plus 8 times the national savings rate. What I like about Robinhood is they allow you to buy fractional shares and you can begin building your portfolio with just as little as $1. They allow you to invest in stocks, options, ETFs, and trade commission free. They also offer crypto such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, and many more, as well as gold. If you're interested, there is a link down below, and when you use that link, you will receive an additional uh, free stock. So I do appreciate it. Let's move on to crypto and what is going on with Bitcoin and crypto. Well, right now, there is a lot of fear in the crypto markets. As you can see here on this chart, we have not been at these levels since last October, and that was right before Bitcoin and altcoins started their rally last year. Let's go back to the Bitcoin chart to discuss what is going on there. So Bitcoin's sitting right around $57,000. You can see here where this fell in the overnight. We thought this level here may act as some support. Of course, we fell through it a couple days ago, and now we are trying to flip that back into support if we can do so and get back above that $60,000 level. Then it will be bullish for Bitcoin and crypto. We have seen Bitcoin very weak here the last several weeks and been in a downtrend. Nevertheless, um, Bitcoin could turn bullish here very soon. And so, what I think is important here mainly is number one, that we do not lose this low here around 49,000 on that previous wick. Could Bitcoin pull back again? Yes. If so, where should we look for support? Well, I think first off, if we could stay above this area right around 55,000, I think that would be bullish. We would be putting in a higher low. Of course, we could come back down and fill some of this wick that was left behind. We do know that these wicks typically do like to be retested. Of course, we retested it here a few days ago, so maybe that's all we needed. And there is a CME gap left behind somewhere down here around this $55,000 level. So that's something to keep in mind. Nevertheless, I do think Bitcoin and crypto will go much higher this October, November, and December. As we know, typically October is the strongest month for Bitcoin and crypto, as well as Q4. Um, what other altcoins can we take a look at? Well, this is AAVE, ticker symbol AAVE, setting at 149.64. And this uh, altcoin right here has been looking very strong the past couple days. We can take a little measurement here just to see over the past few days. And if we zoom in on this, this is the daily chart. You can see that we've had up to about a 28% increase on AVE, um, and we are in our first take little profit zone here. Nevertheless, I do think this coin probably does go much higher. This has been one of the stronger coins recently, um, and it could go much higher. What else is going on in crypto land? Well, Ethereum has not been looking so good, but this is a chart of the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio. So this shows the performance of Ethereum to Bitcoin, and we have been in this downward sloping parallel channel here, sitting on the heart line, retesting this area again. So are we going to see similar to what we saw back in 2021, where we saw Ethereum outperform Bitcoin and altcoin season take off? Well, I do think that does come at some point. However, we will look for a base here on Ethereum to see if it will start outperforming Bitcoin. Ethereum has been very weak here the past several weeks, really, sitting at 23.43. And as you can see, we looks like we are starting to put in a potential basing formation here on the 618. We know the 618 is the golden pocket for traders. And so Ethereum could take off at any moment here. Um, I would like to see Bitcoin take off first. I do think there is one more chance that these uh, cryptocurrencies do come back down in the end of September, but I think by the time we get to October, I think this stuff's really going to take off. Solana setting at 132. This has been one of the stronger altcoins as well. You just see here that Solana really hasn't lost this level right here of around 120 to 130 dollars. We just keep banging into that, and it is acting as support. Of course, the more times we uh, hit that area, the more likely it is to break. But nevertheless, Solana has been holding up here better than a lot of the other altcoins, which were down significantly over the past few months. And Solana does appear to be one of those best risk to reward altcoins out there, in my opinion. If you're interested in buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and many more, you can do so with iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital uses has a low cost and no monthly fee, and they allow you to buy, sell, and trade crypto, gold, and silver 24/7 in a tax advantage IRA. iTrust Capital has over 5,000 plus 5-star reviews on Google, and they actually have people that you can call and talk to. When setting up your account, they allow you to roll over a portion or all of your 401k or IRA with iTrust. If you're interested, there is a link down in the description below, and I use iTrust, and when you sign up with the link, you will receive an additional $100 towards your account. All right, guys, it is Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well out there. Um, what else is going on this week? There's a few things we need to keep an eye on. PPI data is supposed to be out this week. CPI came in a little bit better than expected, so I think overall that will be bullish for the markets, and we have the rate cuts coming up, scheduled for potentially a week from today, I believe. It's supposed to be September 18th or 19th. So that will definitely be something to keep an eye on. But these markets are looking very interesting here. I think we will know which way these markets are headed very soon here, potentially in the next couple of weeks or couple of months as we move closer to the presidential election. So that's something to keep an eye on. And of course, volatility is expected to increase as we move closer to the election. So these moves can happen very quickly. So be sure to go follow me over here on X at Mind of Financier. I am Mind of the Financier on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. But over here on X, I post anything that I see that has to do with stocks, commodities, and crypto. All right, guys, I hope you're all having a great day out there. Until next time, take care, be legendary.